I saw something recently, it kind of blew my mind too. Where it said if you're the funny one in your family, you probably had a depressed parent.
Mm.
Oh,
Cool.
And
That's
who
cool.
were
That's cool. That's cool. That's cool.
that's cool. That's cool.
so who were and I was like, "Ooh." And that's like, who were you initially trying to make laugh?
Yeah, my dad.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And in life, what are we doing? What are we displaying? What kid, like I have one kid that's the funny one and is because I've been more authentic with him about my mental health and he knows that, right?
Yeah.
And that's okay. And talking about those things. Cause like I grew up in a house where where happy, happy, joy, joy. They experienced awful things to come to this country. And that was in the rear view mirror. And we're not talking about that.
Yeah, totally.
Everything is
Totally.
great.
Yeah.
Fine.
Everything is happy. And it was. I mean, they built a beautiful life and it was a very happy life. But it was like, can we talk about the Cuba stuff? No. Okay. We're not talking about when you were children and came here and lived in a camp. No. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So it's, and seeing how I wanted to do the opposite. I always want to talk about everything ad nauseum, right? So now I have children, one of whom is like, do we have to talk about, maybe we don't have to talk about everything. Maybe my son the other day, we were in the car and my son says, Mom, not every car ride has to be a TED Talk.
Oh my God.
It's really funny.
Oh
First of all.
my God.
Fair enough. Let's listen to some tunes and sing songs.
Let's
What
just
a
be
burn.
Fair.
Damn.
It is so good. Oh, listen, I love it. So when my kids burn me, I love it so much because it's like the ultimate mirror. And I
Yeah.
also love that they feel comfortable enough to say it.
Yes.
You know,
That's-
and it's
that's a
done in a
healthy way
loving
to
way.
think
It's
about
always
it.
done so lovingly, but like they're here to teach us so much. I'm so lucky. I think my kids are the coolest people ever on this earth.
I just wrote down a loving burn.
I really like your kids too.
A loving burn is a mirror. I like that because I probably would have cried.
Really?
So yeah, yeah. If Roz was like, Mom, not every. I mean, I would have been like, oh, pain in my heart.
Imagine here. Let me paint a picture. I feel like when
ready.
Steph and I first met, I am like my whole family, like everybody was like a ball buster. Like, so there was joy and Latin, definitely like flavors of what like we don't really talk about the horrific things that happened before we came here. Except when I got older, I think they did. But everybody was just it was a very like jokey household. It was a
Yes.
lot of people making fun of each other in my house. And also I think Jersey is just like that. And I don't do that to everybody, but if I love you, I will definitely make fun of you. Like that is one of my love languages. And it took Steph and I like a minute for me to convince her that I was not trying
That
to
you
be
loved her.
mean, that I loved her.
I was also really, I mean, that like, again, you're like going back to this idea of like, how do you get more better at authenticity? Like, I was so terrified in my own skin at 33, when we first met. I just like didn't know. I mean, I had this inkling of like who maybe I could become, but it was like this nascent inner feeling that was like it hadn't come yet really. And I was like grinding away trying to get at it. And so, like, when things would happen, like, on set or, like, in interactions and I felt stung by them, it was brutal. It was brutal.
Oh.
And it felt, like, raw, I just felt, like, raw all the time on set. I was just like, ugh. Like, I remember I cried one day I cried in my dressing room because Melissa and Andy and Joe, I think,
Was it
were like, hit
or
your
was it Rick
mark. Why
Page?
can't you hit your mark?
Oh,
No, there were many times. There were many times. It was like,
there-
oh, you dropped your gun. Oh, you didn't hit your mark. Oh, why didn't you come in on why did you let that thing swing onto somebody's leg behind you and now we have to do it again? And like I would hold it together on set, but like I would go back to my room and be like, what's
But we were
wrong
doing
with
that to
me?
all to each other. It was all
But
yeah,
I
like
didn't
it was
feel
all
that. I've only felt like
right. Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
was so inside my thing of like, you have to be perfect. You can't let them know that
Right.
like you don't know what you're doing, that you're from the theater and you've never been on a set and like you don't know what you're doing. You can't let them see that. If I had just been
So
brave enough.
that's the story you were telling yourself.
Yeah. If I had just been brave enough to be like,
Right.
I'm actually new at this, so I'm learning as I go. Not automatically, I'm horrible at this, but like this is my first time, so I am learning as I
Yeah.
go. I'm like, oh, that's probably a mistake I won't make very many more times because now I
Yeah.
know, you know? But
Yeah.
I just wasn't able to like give myself that softness at the time. Like I just couldn't
Yeah.
do it, you
Yeah.
know?
Mm.
But now we bust each other's balls all the time. Also, why do we call it bust balls? It's so gross.